Thank God I remember. So welcome to Organize Your Life in 90 Minutes. This training is for you if you want to bring more order to your schedule, your just day-to-day life in general. If you're so sick of like not much changing in your life and just in your home, like New Year's Eve comes around and you're like, wow, my house still look the same. My life still looks very similar. This training is for you if you have had that experience. If you are ready for change to happen into your life, like real change, this is for you. And if you feel like you've just like tried so many different things, like you're doing other things and you're like, I feel like with all of these things I'm doing, I should be a little further ahead just in life or whatever. This training is for you. All right, so this training is not for you if you want to control, dictate just minuscule parts of like the process. This training also being a part of that, like if you just kind of like just want to control things that like don't really matter, this training is not for you. If you have like really big opinions about things, but you have big opinions about an area that you lack knowledge in, this training is not for you, okay? If you tend to like not follow through on things or stay the course, or struggle just a bit with integrity, this training isn't for you. If you have no idea what you want, you take a very long time to land somewhere and you have no idea, you're like, child, I don't know what I want. This training is not for you. So there will be, I have no hard feelings if you leave because this training is not for you based on these things. If any of this resonates, definitely I gracefully ask that you exit the training, but if everything from the first slide resonates, we can move on, because it seems like this training is for everyone that is here. So all right, so let's go. So this is my promise to you all. I'm going to deliver as much value as humanly possible in 90 minutes. I'm going to also share like real life examples of how all of the methods that you're going to be learning today, how they actually work with examples. Nothing I'm sharing is like theory. Nothing I'm sharing is like abstract. Like I have proof to back up what I'm teaching you. And then I promise to show up as myself. So I waited a couple minutes to curse because I absolutely curse. That is just who I am. In order for me to give you the no fluff version of how I achieve organization, in order for me to give you like the real life, I need to show up as myself. So if you have kids, if you have babies, if you are at work still, I curse babies. So get some headphones. So that's just that. That was really important, and it was really hard for me not to curse. I just want y'all to know that it was very difficult. I almost cursed a couple minutes ago, but I had to hold off just so I could warn you. All right, I cursed like a sailor. All right, so in return, I'm going to ask you, one, close all your tabs or your computer, your laptop, just to avoid distractions. All right, so if you have a bunch of tabs open on one screen, it's totally fine. You may be here because you need help organizing and decluttering that. Just minimize it. Just minimize that tab. You may not have to close it. That may be extreme because you're like, I don't want to lose it. That's fine. Turn off your phone. That also may be extreme. So just put it on silent or do not disturb. I also want you to stay open until the very end. Every single part of this presentation is intentional. Every single word is selected with a purpose. There's no slide in this presentation that is just here to take up space. Every single slide, every single word, everything in this presentation all connect to one another and they all intertwine. So it's really, really important that you stay until the end so you can get the fullness of what the presentation is about, what the tools are about. And also, one thing about me, quality time is one of my love languages. So you staying to the end and being present with your phone on do not disturb, it's just gonna make me feel better. All right. All right. So now that we got through that, so this is what we're going to be learning today. We're going to be learning the 5 mistakes that are keeping your life unnecessarily chaotic. Like we don't need to be doing these things anymore. Also, the 5 mistakes could be replaced with mindset. think perspectives, right? So we could just you could replace the word mistake with perspective or mindset as well. You can use that interchangeably. I'm also going to be sharing what to do instead, right? That will get you the clarity in your home and your life. You're also going to learn, why you're not getting the vision, why you're not bringing the vision of your home into reality. And then I'm also going to be sharing, this is my framework to bring focus to any part of your life. Like this framework is like so easy and straight to the point and simple. Like I'm so excited to like share it because it's just like, oh shit. All right, so here we go. So at the end of this webinar, I'm going to be sharing an amazing announcement. So definitely want to stay to the end, in addition to sharing another free guide to help you in your clutter and organizing journey. But you have to stay to the very end to hear the announcement and to get the free guide. All right. So with that said, all right, here we go. So, hey, y'all. I am Rebecca. You may know me as Rebecca Love. You may know my company, Organized for Love. I just want to share some things about me so y'all know, like, who are y'all talking, who's talking to y'all, who's teaching y'all what. So first, I've had my first business in high school. I was like selling like these big chunky rings. My current business, Abode, is like my third business. I've had several businesses throughout my life. I've spent the last 15 plus years just perfecting home organizing, just really honing the craft of like what it means to have like an organized and structured home. That's something I've been doing way before it was like popular to do it. I've built my audience to 20,000 people organically. So something I really pride myself in is the frameworks that I've used, and is all of the tools that I'm sharing I've used to build my audience. I didn't purchase any followers, like none of that. Like every single follower is absolutely organic from just my organization and like how I've just like naturally attracted folks. Next, my educational background. So my formal education is in psychology, women's Africana studies, and social entrepreneurship. I've traveled just to different countries in Asia for weeks, just learning about social entrepreneurship. I've taught like hundreds of students, and one of those like classes was like a psychology class. I've taught lots of different classes, different age groups, different backgrounds, and with different learning styles. So I really wanted to share this so you can get more context about who you're talking to, like who's teaching you these tools, so you know, like, okay, this is why I'm qualified to even share these things. However, I didn't just like come out the gate with I wasn't just born organized. Like, y'all, thank God what I've been through doesn't show. Thank God. I've slept in over 25 different places. I've slept in shelters. I've slept on a train. I've slept in parks. I've slept in hallways, basements. Like I've slept in so many different places. And I've shared, because of that, I've shared a living space with over 100 people. So I know a thing or two about cohabitating. I know a thing or two about negotiating with roommates. Like I really, truly understand what it means to share space. And I've struggled with belonging. I've struggled with my own sense of self and just like the idea of home. Like I didn't just arrive here. Like this was something I truly struggled with a lot of my life. And then last, again, you can't tell, but I've experienced suicidal ideation for years. I've experienced chronic depression. I've experienced mood disorder. Like I said, thank God what I've been through doesn't show on me, which is one thing that is intentional. However, I not only wanted to share like what makes me qualified to even teach y'all, but like, like I'm not, like, I don't have this like fancy bow in my life. Like shorty been through it. Okay. All right. So I want to share, before we like get really into the 5 mistakes, like why I do this. So first of all, I'm really, really passionate about just helping people, helping Black women, helping Black people, helping especially like multifaceted women, just stop holding on to the beliefs, the things, the people that no longer serve them. to start like getting clear on what they truly want for their own lives without the shame, struggle, and hassle I went through. This is honestly something that when I'm talking to people, when we're goal setting, when we're just like talking about like projects and things, my goal is like, what do you really want? Not what is expected of you, not what you think you're supposed to want, not what society tells you you should want, but like what you truly want. And I feel like Black people, Black women, we don't get the opportunity to not only ask ourselves that question, but to truly discover that. And this is super important. And I'm going to bring this back up later because we're going to come back to this. This is very, very important. And this is why I do this, because I think we deserve to do and to just live a life that we truly, truly want. All right, so we're going to get into it. So we're going to talk about mistakes. And like I mentioned, mistakes, you could replace mistakes with a mindset. You could replace mistakes with like perspective. And these are the 5 mistakes I believe that keep multifaceted women stuck. And like, we're going to also talk about why it keeps you stuck. And again, like, definitely pay attention to this because this is going to help you just to get clear on like where you are and like how to get to where you are to where you want to go. All right, so, excuse me. So the first mistake that I see multifaceted women make is being avoidant. So this looks like you skip over the foundations of things because you just feel like, oh, I know this. Like, oh, this is fine. Know this. Which big mistake. You overthink things. So this looks like you plan so much and you try to think through every single detail several steps ahead. Right. So often this looks like getting ahead of yourself or just overthinking, right? Multitasking. The third mistake I see, baby, y'all may come for me. And I know I'm a mom. I know there's some moms in here if you're an entrepreneur, but multitasking is like one of the biggest mistakes I see because you're doing multiple things at once. You're overwhelmed while doing a lot of things and you're not even making like real change. It just feels like it because you're just doing a bunch of stuff. Next is you don't speak up. And child, I know it's gonna be hard for us women of color, for Black women, but we're gonna get to that. You either don't ask for help or you're not honest with yourself about your own needs. So this is a tough one. And then the last mistake I see multifaceted women make is you think too far ahead. So you focus so much on the future that you become paralyzed or you become overwhelmed with the present. And both of those are a no-no. All right, so this is what is costing you, like when you're doing these mistakes or these mindsets or these blocks that we talked about earlier. So it's costing you your time. So when you're jumping the gun and you're like trying to like take shortcuts, it doesn't actually save you time. When you try to like outsmart the process, I know some of us do this, like, let me try to outsmart the process. I don't have to do that part. Let me jump around. You just give yourself more work to do. Your confidence. I mean, when you overthink, it is just another way to procrastinate, right? And when you procrastinate, what you're saying is, I don't trust myself enough to execute. And we all know like self-trust just kills your confidence to do anything. It's also costing you your ability to focus. So because it takes a concentrated amount of focus to achieve like high level goals, and multitasking is just going to kill your ability to do that. Like it doesn't help you to achieve what you need to do because you're stretching yourself thin. All right, connection. So when you consistently like ask for help, you are being vulnerable with somebody. And when you're not speaking up about your needs, either to yourself or to others, you're actually taking away the opportunity to connect with someone. So you're costing yourself that. And then like your peace, oh man, we could go on about this, but like your peace, like anxiety comes from focusing either too much on the past or the future, but mostly the future, right? And so when you give yourself like, hey, I'm going to give myself presence, you're also giving yourself peace, right? And so we're going to keep going. And then we're going to talk about like, this is what you're going to get. You stop doing these mistakes, you stop doing these things, right? You're going to get knowledge. I know when you think you know everything and you try to take shortcuts, when you don't do that, you actually give yourself the space to gain insight about like the fundamentals of things. And there is never too much learning about foundations. Self-trust, baby. When you stop overthinking, you start to like trust yourself that you're making the best decisions for your future. That is like invaluable. Like if there's something about saying like, I trust myself, I trust my decision, and that this is the best thing for me to do for my future. Ooh, it takes a different level of confidence to do that. But practice. Power, y'all. So when you stop multitasking and you give yourself like the space to master the art of one thing, you gain power, because y'all, focus is power. If you ever like truly zoned in on something, like you may have felt empowered or really powerful, because it takes a lot of focus to it takes a lot of power to just like focus and have the discipline to not multitask. All right. Then there's the healing, y'all. So when we stop like refusing to speak up, you give yourself the opportunity to heal your inner wounds, because often when like we're not speaking up, it's just really like, when you're not like asking for help, it's just really like a trauma response. Like you're just used to maybe being disappointed. And that's what happens when you don't speak up. But speaking up is, I want to iterate, is not just about asking others, telling others what you need. It's also about telling yourself what you need and you talking to yourself about that. That's just as important. And then alignment. I see this word so much, but I love the word. So when you stop like living in the future, you force yourself to focus on the daily actions that'll actually align with the future that you have for yourself, the vision that you have for your future. When you just focus on the present, you actually give yourself a chance to like, oh, I'm actually working towards that future, but in the present. All right. So now that we have the 5 mistakes, I want to share some bonus gains. So we talked about the 5 mistakes. We talked about what it's costing you and then what you gain when you'll stop. I want to talk about just some extra gains. So freedom, baby. So when you give yourself the discipline to focus on one thing at a time, you actually gain freedom. Discipline really is freedom. And freedom is choices. Like freedom is literally just having the choice to do what you want, when you want, how you want. That's all that freedom is, having options. Then there is the portion of like just self-actualization. So y'all know the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So the bottom is the pyramid. So the bottom is just your basic needs, right? Like you have your food, your water, your shelter, the things that you literally. I'm so sorry, y'all. My laptop dead died. Absolutely disrespectful. When y'all are in the chat, can you all comment to everyone so we can see it? I'm so sorry, y'all. My laptop, that's crazy. Just so rude. So I'll go through this while people are coming back in. All right. Can y'all see, can y'all see the presentation? Okay, you can't see the chat. Exit. You can see the presentation, okay. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a moment. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen so I can make sure the chat is enabled. Because the chat was enabled before, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Alrighty. Everyone. Okay, chat should be good now. Yay, thank you, Elwoods. This is a great reminder. If y'all do have questions, definitely put them in the Q&A separately. All right, so let's get this started. Yay, thank you. Y'all are great. Thank y'all so much for coming back. My computer really just died on me. Like, who does she think she is? All right. It's so funny how you prepare. And there's just certain things that's just gonna happen. And that's okay. Because I had a charger nearby. So, all right. Let's get into it. Let me go slow. Thank y'all so much. Yay, thank y'all. All right, so we're gonna get back into it. All right, so we were, where we left off was talking about what the things that you'll gain, okay? And then I was sharing some bonus gains. So we went over freedom, and then I was talking about self-actualization. So the Maslow hierarchy of need, y'all most likely have seen the pyramid. So the bottom is our basic needs: food, water, shelter, right? The top is self-actualization. And that's really, that's a lot of what we're talking about. There's nothing like living to your full potential. That's something that you gain when you stop doing those other things. And then peace of mind, like true luxury to me is peace of mind. And I'm not talking about like peace of mind in theory. I'm not talking about in an abstract way. I'm talking about peace of mind, like when you yourself are embodying peace, like nothing can shake you. I'm talking about that type of peace of mind. All right. So I know y'all like, all right, girl, now what? You talked about all of these things. Now what, girl? So I want to share what you can do instead. So this is a real tool. So if you have like a pen or paper, or you could screen record, I'm sending the replay, but I definitely want, because this is really, really important. So if y'all ever heard of brain dumps, this is probably my top tool that I use to organize myself. So what you want to start doing is like put your thoughts, your goals, your desires on paper, put everything down. The thing with the brain dump though, it doesn't have to be bullets. It doesn't have to just be bullets. It can be bullets. Some of my brain dumps have been paragraphs, like a thought that I had or just something I needed to get off my chest. Super, super important. Next, you want to prioritize, right? Like you want to look at your dump and start to prioritize it using the ABC method. The next slide, we're going to talk about what the ABC method is and how to use it. But the ABC method is basically a task management system to organize your tasks, your projects, and just your commitments. And so once you have your brain dump, you're going to just assign your dump to using the ABC method. All right. Then you want to schedule. So the things that are important to schedule are your priority tasks. So your A task, those things you want to be on your calendar, and you want to work on those tasks every single day. Don't worry, y'all, we're going to go through examples and we're going to talk about the ABC method. So after you schedule your A task, you can lump your B task into one day. And then your C task, you can like delegate it to, you know, a virtual assistant or delegate it to like your niece or something, right? And then the last step, right, you want to experiment. So whatever systems you're currently using, I want y'all to lean deeply into them. So whether it's like your Notes app, your Google Calendar, like whatever you naturally use, I want you to lean in hard and make sure you like know that front and back, and then start slowly testing new tools. So like say you're using Google Calendar, but you want to start using like a task management system. So maybe you sign up for Notion, or you sign up for Monday.com or Trello or Asana, but you do that slowly and only after you've leaned into the current systems that you're already using. I know a lot of people use their Notes app, and there's no shame in that. And the Notes app is really awesome if you are leaning into it and you're maximizing it. All right, so what is the ABC method? So the ABC method, again, is a task management system, and it's a way to prioritize your tasks, your commitments, your projects into 3 different groups. So an A task is basically something that's important and urgent. B tasks are important or urgent, and C tasks are things that are neither important or urgent. So what's examples of ABC tasks? All right. So A tasks are related to kids, right? Like, so feeding your child because they can't feed themselves. That's an A task because it's urgent and it's important. They can starve to death because they can't feed themselves. Or taking medication. What it's urgent and important for you to take, like if you have asthma, right? These are just like different examples for A tasks. B tasks are like celebrations. They're either important or urgent, right? Or if you need to respond to a certain email, right? That will go in under B tasks, right? C tasks are things like attending a certain event or deleting photos from your phone. Later, we're gonna go through more examples of this, so do not worry at all. All right. So this is something that I want us to like really just let it resonate in your spirit, okay? If everything is urgent, then nothing is urgent. And I think everything feels urgent with the age that we're in, just technology, everything feels important. Every email feels urgent. Everything is an emergency. Then it's like nothing's an emergency. So I really want y'all to like hold on to this and sit with this, because everything can't be urgent. So hold on to this. Now, I want to just go back real quick. So your A tasks are going to be based on the thing that you want in your life, that you truly want, and what you're working towards in your life. That's super key, because my A task is very different from your A task. Like my A task can be your C task, right? So like, just for example, say one of the things you want to do is become an influencer, right? Your C task, the C task of deleting photos, that's a C task for me right now. But for you, that may be a B task. It may be important for you to actually delete your photos from your phone so you can start organizing it, so you can start organizing your photos to just push out content, right? And that's just like an example. It's really important. Everyone's A tasks aren't the same. Everyone's B tasks aren't the same. Your A task could be my C task and vice versa. So super, super key. Was it this page, Deborah, the ABC task? Okay, perfect. You're so welcome. I'm going to be sending a replay. So you will have everything here. All right, so I want to share just some like actual experiences from folks that I work with. Every person that I work with, I've used the same framework, and I use all of the things that we're talking about, the ABC method, the framework I'm going to share with you later. Everyone I work with, this is what I'm using. So the Agvis, my good friend, Terrence and Leanne. So I'm going to read it really quickly. I don't want to assume. So I know I used to hate when people read in class, but I'm going to read this. So Leanne says, I'm extremely grateful for having worked with Rebecca. Her expertise when it comes to interior decorating and home organizing is truly top notch. My partner and I leverage Rebecca's service to identify a style that we both could align on for our home, and work with us in phases to put together a beautiful space that we feel proud of and at home. She also shared some really unique tips on how we can maximize the space in our condo, which can be hard to imagine when you live in a cozy space. I highly recommend Organize for Love and look forward to using them for future spaces in our home. So I wanted to share one of the things that we did is what in their home did we want to work on first? And I think honestly, what I love so much about working with them is like, okay, wait, I'm giving away the framework. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll bring them back up. So this is, again, just one of my clients that I worked with, primarily through virtual organizing, but using the same frameworks that I use and that I'm teaching y'all today. All right, so we shared that. So now, okay, this is fun. It's gonna get really fun, all right? So if y'all haven't taken the clutter spectrum quiz, I need y'all to go to this site right now. I know I said minimize the window, but I'm giving y'all permission to open them back up. So go to organizeforlove.com/clutter quiz, or you can take a photo of this QR code. It is very quick. It takes less than a minute. It takes less than a minute. And so what you are going to find is just the different levels of clutter. And I created this quiz based off of hundreds of intake forms and my client experiences. So it is fun, but there is also a method to it. And so we're going to go through, each level. All right, so I'm gonna go through it slowly. All right, so this is fun. All right, y'all, and then I want to know what level y'all at. All right, so if you are level 1, you are aspirational homebody. So what that looks like is like you're motivated by the idea of just like wanting to do better and be better for yourself. You just want to like improve your family relationships because like the state of your home honestly has been polarizing and separating you from your family, and you just want to be able to just fix that. So that's a motivation for you as level 1. You also don't want to like look back on your life and see like why I really wasted my life living this way. So a lot of your motivation is like, nah, I'm not doing this no more. Like this is crazy. I can't live like this. These are some of the things that you need. You need a psychotherapist who specializes in OCD, a professional organizer who specializes in compulsive hoarding. The cleaning service and junk removal that you need, they don't necessarily have to specialize in OCD. However, it's helpful if they are, but it's not like required. You can still like work with a cleaning service or junk removal that does not specialize in OCD. That's okay too. It's honestly the combination of the 3. And then at the end of this, and I want to share this whole presentation, like, yes, at the end of the presentation, I'm absolutely going to sell y'all my program Abode. I'm going to share it with y'all because I know that it's helpful. I know Abode is amazing. So I'm going to be bringing it up. However, if you just take everything I say and you don't hire me, you don't join the program, you don't buy anything, you can honestly like change your entire life. So yes, I'm going to sell something to y'all at the end of the program, but like, it's like this webinar is like meant to help you with or without going into the program. However, I still want to share how Abode can help each level so you can see yourself in the program, because that's really important. So, all right, how does Abode help level 1s? All right, first of all, the community, the moral, and the ongoing support from like-hearted folks, it just gives you that level of comfort and safety for level 1s. If you're level 1, you're gonna need a central place to start and manage all of these different pieces, because you're going through this crazy, overwhelming, exciting, nerve-wracking journey. So what we do in Abode is like we create that structure. And then our framework helps level 1s because we are gonna help you like address a lot of like the mental fires, but do it with like care. That's super important. So we're like a supplement, and we're like a partner with all of the other of your team basically in this journey for you. So that's level 1s. Okay, level 2s. So what's y'all motivation? So y'all really y'all want to prove something to yourselves because you're like, nah, I know I can do this shit. You have this level of inner strength to overcome your obstacles, and you just want change. It's like, it's always been this way. You kind of can't even remember when your home wasn't the way that it was. And so you just want change. These are things that are motivating you, right? So some of the things that level 2 need. So you need support reassurance, honey, like, baby, like you're doing a great job. You're doing great. It may not look like much is happening, but it is. Empathy, accountability, hope. Level 1 and 2, y'all can feel really hopeless a lot and feel like it's impossible. So y'all, that's something that you really need. And just direction, because it is overwhelming. Where do I go? Next is you need like clear steps. So where you're going, how you're getting there, like you absolutely need to know that when you're level 1 and you're dealing with the amount of clutter that you have in your home and your life. And then the last thing level 2 needs is just seeing yourself, like knowing that, baby, you're not alone. Like we in this with you. And then here's some other level 2s as well. If y'all haven't yet, please share like what level y'all are. I would love to just get a sense of like, if we have 1, 2, 3, like how many 1, 2, 3s and 5s. I like earlier on my Instagram, I asked folks like what level they were. It was a lot of like 5s. It was a lot of fancy homebodies. We're going to get to that though. All right. So I see some 4s, some 3s. All right. I love it. I love it. Please keep sharing so I like have a sense of like who's in the space. All right, so we're gonna go through level 3. Okay, level 3. All right, y'all. All of these profiles are just basically like different types of Black women. And honestly, y'all all got a special place in my heart. I resonate with creative homebodies because I'm not a creative, that's not my type, but I'm a creative at heart. So I just resonate a lot. All right, so, okay, so we got ones. Okay. All right, we got it. Okay, so level 3, Level 3, the motivation for level 3s is just you have a deep desire to like give back to your community. You want to honor those that came before you. You just have this like deep desire to give back to those who like sacrificed for you. Some of your needs is just like, you need to remind yourself to rest and give yourself grace because you want to do so much. You want to make sure you're not like wasting your life. You want to make sure you're like, your ancestors are proud of you. And so you just have to remind yourself to like rest and give yourself grace to do that. Another thing you need is like a space to just be your full creative self. Like you are multifaceted, multi-talented. And so you do a lot of things, but you just have to remind yourself like, I need space to express my full creative self. And like, I need people around me to just, to just respect that and honor that. All right. How Abode helps level 3s. All right. So we give guidance in narrowing down all your ideas for your space in life. Because you're creative, because you have all of these projects and passions and different things going on, you need help just narrowing down just the ideas, what we're going to focus on right now. Abode helps level 3s just like knowing what to get rid of and how, because you are, you're creative. You just have like a different attachment to things, like you're an artist. And so you just need like help, a little push of like, what to get rid of. We also help in level 3s just create structure. So we love our creatives. And not all creatives are like this, but creatives do need a little bit more structure, accountability, and just getting your space in order, like what that looks like. Because you could be creative, but you definitely need like that structure. All right, we got 3s. I love it. Okay, level 4, true homebody. All right, so you want to match your home to your lifestyle, your job, your bank account. You've worked very hard, and you really want your space to align and match all your hard work. Like it needs to match. It's really important for you to just create an oasis for yourself, so you can retreat to after a long day. Like you've worked so hard in your life and your career, and you're kind of like, you don't feel like you fully made it, but some people would say like, oh, you made it, you have the life. So you're like, I need to be able to rest. I work really fucking hard, so I need that oasis. And you also just love hosting, just like your loved ones. Like it's super important for you to be able to like have your family and your friends over for holidays. Cause like, what's the point? You're not like trying to like climb anything alone. So it's like important for you to like have a space where people can come to and you like it to be your space. All right. So the things that you need a process that you can trust. Because you work so fucking hard, because you're so good at what you do, it's important that the process, the expert, whatever you invest in, you can trust it, because you're like, I know what I'm doing. So I need to make sure you know what you're doing. Okay. And you need also a place and a space that matches your values. Like, it's not just about money. It's not just about like the actual process, but like, what are the values of the founder, the community, the business? Like, it's important, just like your home needs to match your life, like the things that you associate yourself with, also your values need to match. Okay. So that is level 4. Now, level 4, how we help up level 4s. All right. So we help you through like filtering all your ideas and your tips that you gathered online. So you love scouting the internet, you're on pick, all of these different things. And so we help you just filter through all that, because you have a lot of, different things that you're looking through. So we help level 4s just like filter all of that. We also help level 4s just focus on like, what is the best way for you to execute your vision in the current season of your life. So, you're in a very particular season, you're past transitioning, but you are in a very specific space. And so you just need help. What's the best thing for me to focus on right now? This is for level 4. And then the last thing we help with level 4s in Abode is just like making concrete decisions that align with your vision. You have this vision for your life. What are the best ways? What are the how are you going to decide on, this is what I'm doing to move my vision forward? So that's level 3s. I love that this is resonating. All right. I work really hard on these profiles, y'all. So this brings me so much joy. All right. So level 5, the fancy homebody. All right. So level 5s, first of all, it's all about maintaining your current lifestyles and your current systems. You basically have like a good foundation of all of the systems that you put into your home. You want to experience like as much peace as possible, like peace of mind, convenience. This is like top priority for you. Like, you were paid top dollar for convenience and just peace of mind, like super, super important to you. And then also just having like a safe haven for yourself and your loved ones. You're like, baby, I didn't work this hard to not be safe. I didn't work this hard to be stressed. No, baby, I worked this hard so I can thrive. And so people around me could thrive, right? If we not safe, if we not good, then like, what's the point? So this is level 5. All right. So some of the things that you need at a level 5 is just a little push and accountability to invest time in updating your space. So because like you're basically kind of like home goals for everybody else, but you got, hidden bouts the clutter like everybody else. So sometimes you take for granted, or you just kind of like don't really like focus on updating your space. So you just need like a little push and accountability to just make those updates. You are very specific and you're very specific. You need very specific and high quality organizing expertise. Like, you need like top notch, what you're doing, because I need you to do right by my shit. Okay. And then you need like organizing ideas and inspiration. Like, it's different from seeing like ideas online that you love, but you need ideas as well. And you would want to get that from like an expert, directly from an expert, not necessarily from like the internet. I love that y'all loving this. All right. So how Abode helps level 5s. All right. So our process really won't take much time or energy to update your space. Like, the way the framework and the way the program is designed is meant to not like take up all of your time, and it's not meant to just like, it's really not meant for that, right? And we're going to talk about that a little later. And how we help in the program, we help level 5s is like, our framework is going to seamlessly flow into your life, especially since you already have the foundations. Like, you coming in a program is just like gonna be like, it's gonna be like butter just slipping in. All right. And then the last thing we do to help level 4s is you're going to like get your space updated, and you're not gonna have to do much to do that. So like, you already busy, you already got stuff going on. So it's just great for you to just, we're gonna in Abode, we're going to be able to just like update your space without you having to exert so much energy. All right. So that's all the levels. I love that y'all are just like y'all are just making me like, all right. So I want to share just an experience with like one of my clients, Jennifer. So I helped Jennifer. She was a virtual organizing client. But again, the same frameworks, the same systems that I'm sharing with y'all is the same systems and frameworks that I've used with my clients. So I'm just going to read this real quick. So this is obviously not Jennifer, but Jennifer is a real person. I just don't have a photo of her, but I love this. So the real benefit of working with you was your experience and wisdom about hearing my overall goal. Recognizing I couldn't afford it all at once, and you helped me focus on order of purchases from biggest impact, a Born Wardrobe, which I would have never focused on. You also helped me identify a layout plan for my apartment. These are things that I can take with me as I keep at my journey. I appreciate you and your work. Thanks so much. So this is just giving you a context, like, right, like with the ABC method, with her specific clutter level. What do you need to focus on? So I wanted to show you like real time what it looks like for clients when we're implementing these tools and this knowledge. All right, y'all. So I know I've been saying framework. I know I've been talking about process. Y'all like, what the fuck? What is it? What's the thing? This is so good. Like, pull up y'all seats. All right, so introducing, this is my mood framework. So this is what we use in Abode. This is what I've been using with my virtual organizing clients, with my in-person organizing clients in my life for the past 15 years. This is the framework. All right, so mood stands for, M is for mindset, O is for out with the old, the second O is for organize, and then the D is for decorate. All right, y'all, we're gonna break this down. So what is mindset? Mindset is literally the act of just getting it out of your head in order to formalize and understand. All right, that's what mindset is. Okay. So what is that? What does that look like? So that looks like brain dumping. We talked about that earlier, journaling, talk therapy, community support. There was a point where therapy really wasn't a thing because we had our elders to talk to, we had our cousins, like we talked as a community. So I think it's important to have both. So that's what mindset is, like get it out to understand. Okay. Why it's so important to do this? So you want to be able to goal set. It builds your character when you understand and you can formalize what's going on in your head. Self-actualization. Baby, understanding your thoughts and your feelings and yourself, you build a deeper appreciation and love for yourself, which is super, super important. All right. So what you'll get. So when you do these things, when you goal set, when you build character, what you get clarity. All right. You get focus, you get it is so fulfilling to get closer to yourself, to build your character, to journal. And then you get alignment. There's that word again. That's my favorite word. You become more aligned. And why people don't do these things. So people don't want to face their pain. All right. People are afraid to be vulnerable. You try to run from yourselves, and people are just afraid of connection. This is why you may not, do community support or talk therapy. These are all the reasons why people don't do these things. All right. So then we have out with the old. Y'all, this is a sidebar. My presentation had the most amazing gifts, but when I downloaded it, it didn't convert well. So if anybody has I would love some help with that later. Because these images move, but that's not a hint of it. I just wanted to share that because I'm like, child, it's just sitting still. This is so awesome. I love seeing y'all talk about Black Girls Therapy. All right, so the goal of just out with the old is the act of you decide and you commit to releasing what no longer serves you. Okay, and what does that look like? That is decluttering, that is donating, that's assessing, right? It's gifting. I don't have it on here because I don't want to confuse y'all, but it's also putting things aside. I know that can get a little murky with some people, oh, I'm not going to declutter. I'm just going to put it to the side, but it'll make more sense later when we talk about out with the old could also just be just putting things to the side as well. So that's just add asterisk. So why is this important? So it just helps you to prioritize. You're able to just honor your commitments to yourself and just to, whatever you look up to. And you're able to just create space for space sake. All right. just having space to have space, whether it's in your mind, your body, or your actual home. And then also creating, it's important because you want to create space for like what's new, what's coming, super important. What you get, right? So when you prioritize, you get a lighter spirit. When you honor your commitments, you get like a clearer mind of like what you need to focus on. When you create space for space sake and you assess, you get self-awareness. We all could use more of that. And then when you just give and you create space for new, like you really get a self-satisfaction because you know you're just creating space in your life. All right. Why people don't do this? People are just used to chaos. Chaos is familiar. Chaos is comfortable because it's familiar. You feel like if you donate or, you know, if you have a clear mind, like you feel like you're losing something, like you're losing your old self or you're just losing something. You don't want to face your flaws when you're not trying to like be self-aware or you're not trying to assess your life. You just don't want to face your flaws. And people just don't want to give things away or clear space or create space because they're just afraid to let go. This is like a really, really big one. All right, so that's out with the old. Then we're going to talk about organize. And I know the cluttering and organize are used interchangeably, but we're about to set the record straight. So organize is literally just arranging and rearranging your commitments. What does that look like? That's planning, that's scheduling, that's categorizing, and it's giving everything a home. You've seen it online. Professional organizers are like, give everything a home, give everything a home. That's this. All right. And so why is it important? When you want to be able to follow through and focus, right? Scheduling just like gives your life structure. When you categorize things, put things in place, put things where, you know, they belong, it just helps you to be prepared. I don't know about y'all, but when I'm prepared, I feel sexy and powerful. I don't know if it's like a grown woman thing, but like preparation just makes me feel so good. And then when everything has a home, you just create systems. Like you create systems in your life, you create systems in your home. So that's that. And then what you get. So you get order, you get work-life harmony, okay? You get empowerment. Like I said, when you are prepared, you just feel empowered. And you get peace of mind. Systems literally are meant to go on their own. And so that's that peace of mind, okay? And why people don't do it. So people don't fully trust themselves. What's the point in planning? There's no point. You're just saying you don't trust yourself. You haven't fully committed. No point in scheduling it because I'm not fully committed. So when you say things and it's not on the calendar, you haven't fully committed. Most people don't feel like they have control of their lives. So again, what is the point of preparing? And when you're just, again, used to chaos and you're familiar, you're used to being uncomfortable. So what's the point of giving things a home? All right. So that was organize. This is decorate. So decorate is so fun because it's literally just enjoying the process of experimenting with your personal aesthetic. Like I mentioned earlier, like every single word is so intentional. So like every single word is so intentional. All right. So what is that? That's designing, that's beautifying, that's personalizing, doing what feels good to you, heavy on the to you. Right? Why is it important? So having fun. Auntie Tab said, child, we got to have fun. Okay. And so this step is really about having fun, discovering your personal taste, understanding like your needs. When you start personalizing things, that's so you can understand like your needs, what you like, what you want. And then doing what feels good, it also creates functionality, right? We want our space and our lives and things to function the way they're intended to make things better. What you get, joy, okay? Who doesn't need, I just listened to Tabitha Brown's Audible, so I'm like, she's in my head. Who don't need a little bit of joy? We all do. Self-appreciation, when you really know your taste, right? And you're just beautifying your life and your space in a way that matches your taste, you start to appreciate like, oh, I'm fire. Oh shit, look at me. You start to like go through that process. And that builds your confidence. Like when you understand what you need and you honor your needs, it just makes you confident, just real grown woman shit, okay? And then creating function, doing what feels good to you is just freedom. The choice to do what feels good to me and not follow the crowd. why people don't do it. So you take yourself and your life too serious. I just, there's no reason to not be excuse me, there's a lots of reasons to not be joyful, but still intentionally having fun and you're like, you don't do it, it's because you just take things too serious. Most people don't know how to beautify and discover their taste and design and decorate because they're not good at conceptualizing, which is okay. When you don't understand your needs or you shy away from it, it's just, you do it because you feel like you're not good enough. You feel like what you like, your personal taste, is not good enough. You feel like you need to follow, so-and-so's taste or whatever. And people don't do what feels good to them because they just feel like they are not deserving of doing what feels good. Like you feel like you have to earn that, or you just like, oh no, I can't do what feels good for the sake of doing what feels good. But no, that's not how that works. All right, so we went over the mood. This is the mood framework, y'all. This can be implemented to anything, and I'm going to show you how and why. We already did it. So the exercise we did earlier, the tool, that's literally the mood framework, and I'm going to show you how. So brain dumping, that's literally mindset, right? Getting things out. Prioritizing, how we looked at the ABC, that's out with the O, because you're putting aside the projects that you're not focused on. What's the A? Scheduling is literally just organizing, putting what belongs at what time, and then experimenting. When you are figuring out what tools you like, and then you start to, experiment and discover other tools, that's you just decorating it. You just personalizing, you just having fun in the process. Let's go. I'll give you some more examples. So this is my personal productivity process, right? And my productivity process changes every year, every 2 years. So it doesn't always stay the same, but I always use the mood framework. So first is the M. This is my personal brain dump. So sometimes I write it down, but in the last couple of weeks, I've been doing a digital. And some of my brain dumps are like paragraphs, and some of them are bullet points, some of them are combination. Out with the old, what that looks like is the priority A task. Now that I have my thoughts on paper, now that I have them all out, now I can look at what I want to focus on. What are the A tasks? And the more you implement the ABC method, the more that you're able to, the more you do it, the more you're able to it's like it becomes second nature. This is my calendar. It's color coded. As you can see, it is very specific. This is actually tomorrow. So you see, I even have rest tomorrow. I'm going to sleep after because of this presentation. And then the last one is decorate. So this is my personal productivity vision board. And it, again, like I said, it looks different. So I have so much fun creating this because I'm really solid on my foundational systems that I use. And so I've used Asana and Trello before. And so right here is Milano. And so this is the reason why it's in the decorate portion is because I'm having fun. I'm personalizing it. I'm very visual. I told y'all I'm creative. So it's really important for me to have it look good for me. All right. So I'm gonna give another example and an example for home organizer because I think I'll be helpful. All right. So we're talking about mindset. So in the beginning of all of my client projects, I have a 1-hour call with my clients. And this is a picture of the form. And we just go through questions. What are your home goals? What's the vision for your home? What's your non-negotiables? We're going through their mindset. We're getting things out. We're trying to get clear of how they envision their space, their home, their life. Then, oh, I can't play it. Ciao. So ready. Sorry, y'all. So O is for out with the O. So here you can see we're actually taking things out of the house. We're putting things, what's trash? And this is an actual client's home. And I'll just play this now that I know I can play it. So the third part of the framework, organize. We're organizing. You saw my little, my container store bags. We have what we're using, and now we're giving these things a home. Another real client's home. And then this is decorate. We're putting a wallpaper in the client's home. This is a wallpaper that a client chose, and now we are beautifying her space to her personal taste. And was it fun? You know, that's besides the point. It was kind of fun, but it wasn't meant for us to have fun. It was meant for her to enjoy her space afterwards because we personalized it. So these are two examples of how the mood framework is implemented, not only with like the way that I organize, but also like in a real life home. All right. So I want to share another testimonial from Sydney. So Sydney, I worked with Sydney. She was also a virtual organizing client, and we also use the mood framework with Sydney. And so Sydney says, working with Rebecca virtually allowed for me to work at my own pace within a structure. This was really great because I had her as an accountability partner, and it gave me space to hold myself accountable, especially after the program ended. Rebecca's guidance, compassion, and warmth make everything feel less overwhelming. I just want to see how good y'all are. Can y'all guess what type of homebody Sydney is? I'm just curious because I'm literally like, I'm reading, you know, her testimony, and I'm remembering all the levels, and I know her level. But can y'all guess like what level y'all think she is, just based on what like she said? Maybe not. Sydney is a level, she's a level 2. Yes, she is a level.
I was just about to say that.
She's a level 2. Yes. So as you can see, like, so she's not in Abode, but we work together in a virtual organizing capacity. And so exactly what level 2 need, like she says, that's the exact thing that she got, like that accountability, that understanding, that compassion. Like, that's so good, y'all. You see, it's a real thing. It's fun, but it's like real. All right, so let's move on. That's so good. I'm like, the fact that you guessed too, that's so dope. All right, so this is what we learned so far, all right? So what we learned today is the top 5 mistakes keeping multifaceted women like you stuck, what your mistakes are costing you, and like what you can do instead, benefits of following the mood framework and what you get when you do follow it, and all the levels on the clutter spectrum and what to do with your level. All right. So why are the pictures now playing? I'm sick now. So we're here today because we want work-life harmony. Like, I know it's a thing that we say, but like, we really actually want work-life harmony without having to give up fun. Like, I want balance, but like, I still want to like enjoy life. You want like simplicity in your work, your life, and your home, but you also want order. Like, you want order, but it needs to be simple, like no complicated things. Like, we just want ease. Okay. You're here because you felt like frantic Franny before. I know I have, and you are ready to like make a real change. Like, you want to do right by your nervous system because, you know, we all need to do better and treat her better. And then you're here because you're just tired of like doing things and just like not getting anything done. Like, child, can we like get somewhere for real, for real? All right. So today's the day. So I am going to be sharing. I'm so excited to share the big announcement. So first of all, nothing I've shared with y'all today is theory or ideas. That's why I shared like actual testimonials of people, real clients, all of these things that I've achieved to create like the structure and the peace across multiple areas in my life. As well as like, I'm not that like, I didn't wake up organized, right? I trained myself and, you know, for the past 15 years. So like, I don't have like special skills. I just like have systems and I've trained myself. So this is something that you can do too, right? So you can do 2 things, right? You can never realize your full potential, you know, just stay at the bottom of the Maslow hierarchy of need of just like surviving, doing your basic needs. You can also like not make real progress in your life, or you could just like remain stagnant. We don't want that. Your other option is you can fast track your results using like the mood framework. And so I'm going to show you how. So with Abode, all right, Abode is here, y'all, with all the things that you need. So Abode is a virtual organizing membership program for multifaceted women to organize their lives and their homes in 3 months. Okay. So with Abode, what you get when you join Abode, all right? Oops, excuse me. You get, you can strictly follow the process. You could spend only 15 minutes a day and actually follow and get your home completed. Our process honors your busy schedule and all the time restraints in your life. The sisterhood is just therapeutic because we have like-hearted and safe women. Heavy on the safe. All right. You get a designated expert supporting you in your specific home journey based on your clutter level. And then you get further ahead in less time than you have in years of organizing on your own. And we love that. We want to make more progress in less time. All right. What you're going to learn in Abode is you're going to learn like just how to bring ease and just organization to your home and your life. You're going to learn our straightforward and easy way to just implement structure. And then you're going to also learn how to just reduce overwhelm when tackling organizing. Okay. And so I just want to share another testimonial from Vero. So Vero is actually in Abode. She's in Abode right now. So this is what Vero says. My experience in Abode has been super helpful in noticing the mind blocks that kept me from organizing my space, specifically my walk-in closets. I've had this project in mind for over a year, and it wasn't until I joined Abode and got to work with Rebecca and her team that I actually started making progress. I love the structured step-by-step program to tackle every part of the project, including the playlist for decluttering and organize. It is so thoughtful, and you can see Rebecca's 10+ years of experience really shine through. I also love the community component with our monthly kitchen table calls where we get to talk to others doing the same work and mindset tools to get unstuck. Everything about Abode is incredible and definitely what I need in my life. Like, baby, like, come on. It's just, it's the testimony for me. All right. And so what you're going to achieve after you join Abode. So you're going to achieve a finished room that's decluttered, organized, and decorated. You're going to get, you're going to achieve just clarity on just like on your wants and your needs and peace of mind. And then you're also finally going to get a more organized and structured day-to-day from using the app that we use, Milanote, which is helpful, and it's helpful and to the point. Okay. So what's the investment? All right. I know y'all like, child, what is it? So for the value of 12 consecutive months of our organizing trainings, our Facebook community, and access to our experts, the investment is $29.95, or the value for 3 consecutive months of organizing trainings, the Facebook community, and access to our experts is $18.75. All right. And so this is something special just for y'all. So just because y'all attended the webinar. So as a bonus to webinar attendees, if you enroll by tonight, okay, so you're going to, in addition to everything in the membership, you're going to get an intimate group coaching call to refine your ideas. You're going to get, we're going to help you design your vision board for your space, as well as just clean up your previous digital systems. Because child, when things is just not in order, baby. All right, so here is the link to enroll. So it's organizedforlove.com/abode. If you are on your phone, you can just, well, y'all say y'all on your phone. Yeah, I can't do the QR code, but if you're on your computer, you could just do the QR code and you can go ahead and enroll right now. You get all the bonuses. And that's pretty much it. Do y'all have any questions? This is a great time for us to, you know, chat about any questions about Abode. Go ahead and check out. We are going to be enrolling members. Thank you so much. We're going to be enrolling members as well as, onboarding folks for the next week. So it's going to be really amazing to see this next cohort of women, just us organizing our spaces together. And what the byproduct of being in Abode is, you just get to, your life ends up getting organized because you're using this framework. I'll go back. Yes, we do offer payment installments. All right, so the value for Abode is 12 consecutive months of the organizing community, this Facebook community, our experts is $29.95. This is our annual membership. as well as the value. And then we have our, I'm having a brain dump. We have our 3-month membership, 3 months of consecutive membership, where you get the organizing community, the organizing training, the Facebook community, and access to our experts. That's $18.75. Both memberships have payment plans. However, I want you all to, like, when you go to the checkout page, you're going to see like all the things that's included in the memberships, as well as like what comes with, like, when you pay in full for whether you pay in full for like the annual. I'm having a brain fart for, I keep saying semester. Semesters in my head. But when you look at the page, you're going to see all the things that come with the Abode based off of which membership you choose to. So this is the annual, and then this is the 3-month. So yes, I think I'm going to go back to the link. All right, so I'm going to go to the comments. Thank you so much, Talia. Yes, so DJ Jones, just put in, I'll actually email you because I saw your email, so I'll email you, DJ Stones. And Paige, yes, we do have payment plans for both. Thank y'all so much. Let's see, how do you apply for that? So I think the whole concept of like staying decluttered, I would love to hear more, Nadia. With the program, the annual membership, we go through, you get 3 rooms that you're able to work through throughout the course of a year. And then with the 3 months, you are working on 1 space. And so I would really love to just hear more about like what you mean when staying decluttered, like I would love to hear more. So to Candace, to answer your question, no, it does not alter the time commitment, because you may need, so yes, there's prompts. We have weekly breakdown for each, for the entire framework, but you may need more time, right? Invested in mindset, but then maybe organized, you may not need that more time. So you have that flexibility. And then you have your designated organizer that's working specifically with like level 1s to help and work with you to expedite the process. I'm just reading comments. That's probably up to you. Get the support and tools, but we have to do the work consistently. Yes, that's really what it is. And I think there's definitely a fear, not even a fear. I do think that's also a mindset thing of folks, like, you want to implement a system, but you're scared that you're not going to be able to maintain it, right? But there's no home that doesn't need maintenance. You could get new sheets. The sheets still need to be cleaned. You know what I mean? Like when you get a new home, right, you still need to update it and maintain it and take care of it. Just like we need daily, we need daily maintenance, right? You get your hair done, right? Say you get braids. You want your hair to be, you don't want to have to touch your hair ever, which is cool. However, you should oil your scalp once in a while, because if you don't oil it, then it's, you're going to have, the dry hair at the end when you take your braids out. But you still should aspire to want to maintain things, especially things that you've invested your time, money, and energy. So I think that's honestly, like, when I hear the question of like, and you please, and I'm just reading the comments, and I'm trying to like talk and read the comments, but when I hear like the concern I hear is really like, I won't be able to maintain the systems. So I think it's just like, you're gonna have to put in the work. It's just not gonna be as much work when you have the guidance and the tools. All right, so I'm just reading. Okay, so you get cluttered again. You declutter. So it's just, it definitely sounds like you're not tapping into like the right systems for you. Some internal stuff. Yes, definitely. It's a mindset thing for you to like tell yourself, I need to maintain this because this is important for me to maintain. Thank you so much, Manuela. I'm so sorry. Absolutely. Thank y'all so much. Thank you so much, Jax. So any other questions about the program, about Abode, any other concerns? Because this is really, like, these are really good points you all are bringing up. Like, I love the conversation of just about like maintenance and all that good stuff. Thank you so much, Anita. Thank you, Nash. I'm so happy y'all enjoyed it. Yeah, this is like a good, it's just a good conversation because a lot of people say like, oh, is it going to stay that way? Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sarita. So yeah, it's a good perspective to have when you always are thinking like, I have to maintain the things that are important to me. And so once you start putting the time, energy, and investment into your space, it's not going to be about like, can I keep it this way? It's going to be about like, well, it's important for me to maintain this foundation that I created. And so because you have the systems, your maintenance looks different. So maybe you're looking at like, can I maintain it from where you currently are, what your space currently looks like? But once you implement better systems, more functional systems, easier systems, then it shifts from like, now you're going to want to maintain it and it's going to be easier. And it's not going to take, as much time and energy, which is the point. So I'm just reading. It's so cool. I think we can benefit from stuff like this. We don't think about needed systems. Thank you so much, Paige. Absolutely. And, and this is just a transparent. Sometimes I feel like organization, people don't get it, but that's why I wanted to do the webinar, just to like break it down, like break it all the way down. So thank you so much, Paige. I can use it to when my kid is at home and she helps clutter it again. Girl, I got a 2-year-old, Talia, so I overstand. I definitely overstand. I think what makes it harder to maintain systems with kids is like when you don't have the systems before the child comes into the world, which is what happens a lot. Like you are maybe, struggling with organization before you give birth. And so once you give birth, after the, we know kids just maximize and just emphasize all of the challenges and flaws that we had prior to them. And they're just little terrorists. So it does make it harder, but it's not impossible. My home gets messy too, but because we had like systems before we had our daughter, then it just makes it a little easier to now like maintain our space because our space was organized before she came into the world. Thank you so much, Elwoods. Absolutely. Yeah, when your home is like not good, it's like a direct reflection of just your insides. I love that for you. Please tell me, like, I would love to hear on Instagram or email me whatever is going on in y'all spaces based on what y'all learn here. I would love to hear it. Even choosing which family pictures to put on my wall has been a struggle. I have never. Oh man, this topic I can talk about forever because it's like a lot of us I've seen, and I've been in a home where we just kind of opt to not decorate it, not put up things because you're just like, it's no point, like I definitely, I overstand. I think what's helpful to think about is like, you can swap out the photos, you can swap out the photos. You can always change the photos and you can honestly make a game, around this photo for the month, this photo for the week. You can make it a ritual, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be something stressful or overwhelming, putting up photos, right? So just choose one photo, the photo that makes you feel the best, and then change it, get frames in different sizes so you have options, but you could change the photo. Like nothing in your home has to be permanent. Like, who said that? Thank you so much, Nicole. This was amazing, y'all. Any other comments or thoughts? I love that we really finished at 7:30. I'm feeling really good about that. So any other comments or questions? Yeah, we would love to answer y'all questions. Thank you so much, Nash. Good night. Thank you, Deborah. Good night, y'all. Thank you, Kanika. Thank you, Janella. Have a good night, y'all. Thank you, Yummy. I'm gonna stop sharing. Thank you so much, Candace. Good night. I so appreciate y'all. This was great. This is great. Thank y'all so much for coming. I'm gonna start recording.